Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
Life in the city had worn me thin. The constant noise, the relentless pace, the insidious clawing of anxiety and expectation. It was all too much. When my grandmother Patricia passed, leaving me her old house nestled deep in the countryside, I saw it as an escape, a chance to reset. Patricia had been a spiritual woman, always talking about cleansing the vessel and shedding the physical to find inner truth. Her journals, filled with elegant script and intricate doodles, spoke of multi-day fasts and deep meditation as paths to enlightenment. I decided to try it, a week-long retreat. No phone, no internet, just the silence of the woods and the echoes of Patricia's wisdom. The goal was simple, to truly empty myself, to purge the mental toxins, the emotional clutter, the very attachments that tethered me to my miserable existence. It started well enough. The first couple of days of fasting were tough, but the initial deprivation brought a surprising clarity. My mind, stripped of its usual distractions, felt sharper, cleaner. I spent hours in Patricia's old study, meditating, pushing past the hunger, past the fleeting thoughts, chasing that profound emptiness I so desperately craved. It was on the third day, deep into an afternoon meditation, that things shifted. The air in the study grew unnaturally cold, though it was still early autumn. I felt a subtle, almost imperceptible pulling sensation, like a gentle drain in my gut. Then a sound. Faint at first, a dry, raspy whisper that seemed to echo not from the room, but from inside my own skull. It was unsettling, but I attributed it to dehydration, to an overactive imagination fueled by solitude and hunger. The whispers intensified over the next few days. They weren't words, not really, more like the sound of dry leaves skittering across pavement or parched skin rubbing together. But they began to coalesce into a feeling, a pervasive sense of observation. I'd catch shadows in my peripheral vision, elongated and unnatural, shifting slightly when I wasn't directly looking. The house, once a sanctuary, started to feel like a cage, and I wasn't alone in it. A growing hunger, primal and cold, seemed to emanate from the very air around me. It wasn't my hunger for food, it was something else, something vast and empty. As I grew weaker from the fast, I felt paradoxically lighter, as if something intangible was being siphoned from me, piece by agonizing piece. I revisited Patricia's journals. The later entries grew frantic, scratched out in a hasty hand, warnings about creating space for what was never meant to occupy it, about the echoes drawn to the void. She spoke of a hunger that is not of this world. I slammed the journal shut, my heart hammering. I hadn't just been emptying myself, I had been inviting something. By the end of day 5, I was a ghost of myself, physically weak but gripped by a terror that sharpened every sense. I tried one last meditation in the study, hoping to somehow reverse whatever I had done, to push the presence back. The cold returned, a bone-deep chill that made my teeth chatter. The dry whispers were now loud, distinct, surrounding me from all directions. You called. You opened. You are hollow. The shadows in the corner of the room began to writhe, twisting and elongating. They coalesced, forming a vaguely humanoid shape, impossibly tall and gaunt, like a starved wraith cloaked in perpetual gloom. Its eyes were not eyes at all, but pinpricks of ravenous, empty light. It moved towards me, not walking, but seeming to glide, to hunger its way across the room. The air grew thick, suffocating, heavy with an ancient, unbearable dread. I could feel my own spiritual energy, my very essence, being drawn out of me, a profound, internal suck, like a vacuum pulling at my core. It wasn't a shadow self. It was something from outside, drawn to the terrible, beautiful vacancy I had meticulously carved within myself. I screamed. The sound tore from my throat, raw and ragged, breaking the fragile trance. I scrambled back, overturning the meditation cushion, my limbs shaking uncontrollably. I stumbled out of the study, slamming the heavy oak door shut behind me, fumbling with the antique skeleton key until it clicked into place. From the other side, I heard it, a dry, raspy thump, followed by a series of desperate, hungry, scuttling sounds, like something impossibly thin was pressing against the wood. It wanted in. It wanted me. I am still in this house, weak, terrified, and utterly alone. I didn't find the peace I sought. I found a predator drawn by my misguided attempts to create emptiness. And it's still on the other side of that door, waiting. It knows I am hollow. It knows I am ready to be filled. I don't know how much longer this old lock will hold. I fear I didn't just empty myself, I created a vacancy, and something applied for the tenancy.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.